Hello, hello, how are you? So, first of all, um, I didn't upload any videos the past 2 days. I was kind of busy, so sorry. I know nobody's watching. I know, but it's what it is. Um, the thing is that I'm sorry with myself. Yeah, kind of because I'm learning, and like those 2 days I didn't um advance in my Spanish. So yeah, now I will. Yeah, and I will try my best to not miss a day. All right, so we were doing los pronombres personales, personal pronouns, right? We are doing that. So the last video we did like a little like um distinction between singular, plural, the gender, first person, second person, third person, right? We did that. So now we are going to continue explaining in more detail about those types of pronouns, of personal pronouns. And by the way, I am learning. I'm not teaching, all right? So if you are expecting me to teach you or like uh, to be that kind of video, sorry, but I'm learning so I can. And why am I saying that? Because maybe I will make a mistake, maybe I will say something wrong. So you can do your research. You can see if I'm if I did if I make if I like said something that wasn't. So yeah, and also if you know Spanish and you see something that is incorrect, you can correct me. I will appreciate that. Yeah. So and also I don't like my setup, but it is what it is. It's what I have at the moment. By the way, I'm using recycled paper, so uh, why I say that, because I try to fill all the spaces to I don't know, to use the paper as much as I can, so it doesn't look good. That's my point. So it's not to say that I'm a good person. No, no, it doesn't look good. So I don't like it, but it's what it is. I prefer to to do it this way. Yeah. So let's start. Enough talking. So for the second person, there's first person, second person, and third person. The second person in Spanish is segunda persona. Segunda persona. All right, so second person. So segunda persona, la segunda persona. No, let's put that here. La segunda persona has two forms, all right? Has two forms of segunda persona. One is informal and the other one is formal, or a courtesy form, yeah? So it has two forms, all right? So we are going to write that. So, two, dos formas, two forms, all right? So if you excuse me, I'm going to put something here. The paper is moving, it's moving. All right. I will use, I guess, this. All right. Now I hope it doesn't move. All right, let's continue. Dos formas, right? Two forms. I, N, F, O, R. I will continue down below. M, A, L. Informal. Informal. So, segunda persona informal is tú. T-U acentuada. T-U acentuada. Tú. Alright? So that's segunda persona informal. And the other one is formal, right? And that is F-O-R-M-A-L. Formal. Eso es formal. So, segunda persona formal, yes, is U-S-T-E-D. Usted. Correct? So, segunda persona informal, tú. Segunda persona formal, usted. Alright? And but there are some places that they use just the formal form usted and they don't use tú. So there are some places, and so depends where you are. Usted. And something else about the personal pronouns is that uh, it's different from it's different. It's not like in English where the third person, the plural form of the third person is neuter, right? You can use for male and female, right? Now in Spanish they have a distinction. So the third person, the plural for third person is divided by gender, right? You have two. In English you just have they, right? They is for all genders. Yeah, but in Spanish now you have to be very careful. You have the all right, let's write that. La tercera persona plural. Yes, tercera persona plural has two forms, right? Masculino. I will continue down below. That will be ellos. And femenino. That would be ELLAS, ellas. Ellos, ellas, right? ELLOS. Ellos, ellas. So, if it is masculine, ellos. If it is feminine, ellas, right? So you can't mix it. Femenino, masculino, right? Ellos, ellas. Now let's see some examples, correct? Let's do it. For example, if I am talking about Pedro, Pedro, right? Pedro. Peter, right? It's a proper noun. Peter, proper noun. So instead of using Peter, Pedro, what pronoun am I going to use? I will use the pronoun third person singular masculine, right? Él, but with an accent. E acentuada L. El. Correct? El. Okay, next example. If I have two proper nouns, Pedro, Pedro, Peter, Y, and Juan, Juan, John, right? John, Peter and John, Pedro y Juan. What pronoun am I going to use? I will use the third person plural, right? Because there are two people, right? Plural. So that will be ellos. 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 Correct? Plural. Ellos. Now, next example, if I am referring to M, A, R, y acentuada A, Maria, right? Maria. That's a proper noun for a female, right? For a woman. Instead of saying Maria, what pronoun I will use? Well, I will use the pronoun third person singular feminine, right? That is ella, ella, correct? Ella, ella, Maria, ella, correct? Yes. Next example, if there are two proper nouns, right? Two proper nouns. M, A, R, y acentuada A, yes, space. Y, yeah, space. Julia, Julia, right? Maria y Julia, correct? Maria is Mary, and Julia is Julia, right? Julia, Maria and Julia. So Maria and Julia, there are two proper nouns, but the two of them are feminine. So I have to use the third person plural feminine noun. No, pronoun, sorry, pronouns. Sorry, what am I saying? Pronoun. Okay, so the pronoun for Maria and Julia would be ELLAS, ellas. ELLAS, ellas. Correct? So feminine plural, correct? Feminine, masculine plural, masculine, correct? Yeah, so you have to be really careful with it. All right, next one. We have Julia, Maria, and Julia. Ellas, correct? Ellas. But what if I have a female, a woman, and a man, a male? What pronoun should I use? Well, let's see. We will have again M, A, R, y acentuada A, Maria. Maria space and Y space Pedro, Pedro, correct? Pedro, Peter. So that would be Mary and Peter, right? Mary and Peter. Maria y Pedro. Maria y Pedro. So Mary and Peter would, the pronoun that I will use for that would be ELLOS, ellos, ellos. And there is a rule in Spanish that says that if you have a mixed group, you use the masculine as a neuter form, so like we have a female and a male, so the masculine form, it's used to those cases. Ellos, if you are talking about the two. All right, so yeah, that would be the examples. All right, so there's something very important too. And this is very different from English and it is very important. So we are going to write that too. So in Spanish, the use of pronouns, personal pronouns, is not obligatory. It's not like you have to do it. You can omit them, like you can't you 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 don't have to use them. You don't have to use them with frequency, and that is because the conjugation with the verbs, that being the end of the verb that is in the sentence, the conjugation, it will give you the hint that what pronoun are you using in the sentence. So it's like if you know what pronoun are you using, it's not necessary to write it, right? Um it's like you know without writing. All right, so how do we put that in here? So we will say that uh, los pronombres personales se omite con frecuencia. Por causa del verbo. All right, this is too long. This is too long. Maybe you don't know what am I writing. Yeah, so let's explain. All right, so it says the personal pronouns are, all right. I don't. I'm not so sure about that word in English. Let me check, please. Just a second. I was right. I was correct. So the personal pronouns are omitted with frequency, right? With frequency because of the verb. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So the personal pronouns are omitted with frequency because of the verb. And let me show you some examples so you can understand. All right, let's go. So, example, right? Ejemplos. If we have the verb jump, to jump, right? To jump, that in Spanish is saltar. 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 Now, when you conjugate saltar with the pronoun, the first person singular, yo pronoun, yeah, personal pronoun yo, that is I, right? When you conjugate it with yo, with I, you will have the word conjugated, like you will take a ere, you will take it and you will replace it with o. So saltar with yo, of course, in simple present is salto, salto, correct? Salto. So yo salto. We don't say yo saltar. yo saltar. No, no. Yo salto. When saltar is conjugated with yo, it will become yo salto. All right, yo salto. So the termination o is telling you that you are talking about yo, first person singular. All right. So you can say yo salto or just salto. Salto. All right. For example, yo salto the bridge, right? Or the river, better. Yo salto the river, right? You understand that I'm talking about me, right? Yo, first person singular. Now, if I omit the personal pronoun and I just say salto the river, salto the river. In Spanish, you can understand me too, because the termination o is telling you that I am talking about myself, first person singular. So you don't need to write the personal pronoun. All right. So that happens with all the pronouns because in English you have just two forms, right, of the verb when you conjugate with the personal pronouns, right? For example, jump, right? I jump, you jump, then it changes with he, right? He jumps, but you have just those two forms, right? Jump and jumps. But in Spanish you have like five, right? Five forms. So it's different for each pronoun. It's different for each pronoun. For example, jump, right? Salto. Then we have saltar with tú. Second person singular, right? Tú, you change that. Saltas. Saltas. All right. So saltas is different from salto. So when you say salto, yo. When you say saltas, tú. Tú saltas or just saltas. Correct? Now let's do the other pronouns. So, saltar with él, he. Él salta. You see, salto, saltas, salta is different. So if you say salta, you are not talking about yo, you are not talking about tú, you are talking about he. So you can omit he. Next one, we say nosotros, right? We. So he, él, acentuada L. Nosotros, N-O-S-O, sorry. I'm going to continue down below. But first, let me put this in here. Sorry, the paper moves too much. All right. So, T-R-O-S. Nosotros. So, nosotros saltar. So I forgot to put saltar, right? Saltar. That's the verb to jump. So, sorry, but saltar with nosotros, we, yeah, we saltamos, right? Saltamos, correct? So, nosotros saltamos or saltamos. When I say saltamos, I'm not talking about he, I'm not talking about you, I'm not talking about I, I'm talking about nosotros. So you can omit nosotros. Now the next one. Saltar with you, but plural. Yeah, you plural. That is Vosotros. Vosotros. Saltar vosotros. So, saltar vosotros, you will put at the end, saltáis. S-A-L-T acentuada I-S. Saltáis. 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 Right? Vosotros saltáis. O saltáis. Vosotros saltáis. O saltáis. So you can omit you. You can omit vosotros. And at the end we have they, right? Saltar with E-L-L-O-S. E-L-O-S. Ellos. Ellos. S-A-L-T-A-N. Ellos saltan. Ellos saltan. Right? They saltan. They jump. So if you look at the conjugated verb, saltan is different from saltáis, saltamos, salta, saltas, saltas, salto. So it's different. So when you talk about saltan, you know that you are talking about ellos. So you can omit ellos. Yeah. But it's not obligatory. It's not necessary to write the pronoun in Spanish. But if you want to emphasize, right? If you want to emphasize the pronoun, if you want to emphasize the sentence that you're talking about a certain pronoun, certain person, you can put the personal pronoun. For example, eres tú el que tienes que limpiar, no yo. All right, so here, what is happening here? So it says, you are the one that has, the one that, yeah, the one that have to clean. You are the one that have to clean, not me. You are the one that have to clean. So here, you can say, eres el que tienes, no, yeah, for example, you can say tienes que limpiar, yo no. Tienes que limpiar, no yo. Right? You can say that. You are not using the pronoun tienes que limpiar, yo no. But if I say eres tú el que tiene que limpiar, no yo. So I'm emphasizing, right? I'm emphasizing. So I can say you have to clean, not me, right? You have to clean, not me. Tienes que limpiar, no yo. But if I want to emphasize that you has to clean, so I would say eres tú el que tienes que limpiar. Eres tú, correct? So it's to emphasize. All right, so that would be it for today. Let's have a little review about what we have learned. Right, so let me review it. Yeah, so we have Pedro, él. Pedro y Juan, ellos. María, ella. María y Julia, ellas. María y Pedro, ellos. Salto yo. Saltas tú. Salta él. Saltamos nosotros. Saltáis vosotros. Saltan ellos. Eres tú el que tiene que limpiar, no yo. Correct? So, thank you for watching. That will be it for today. That was a good lesson, That was a good lesson. I have learned really important things about Spanish. So, yeah. Tomorrow we are going to continue doing vocabulary. So, thank you for watching. Keep learning Spanish and bye bye. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Have a nice life. Keep learning Spanish. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.